Welcome back to the shop. Jared here. Thank you for joining me again this week. I appreciate being able to talk to you this way because I get to think about all of this stuff all day, and I don't usually get to gab about it, so this is fun for me. If you want to follow me and see more of my stuff on Facebook and Instagram, it's at Jared Coles Pipes, and here on YouTube you can subscribe. And these videos will be weekly, so they'll be content building all the time if you want to come revisit it or something. So I had a couple ideas for what I wanted to talk about today, and it ended up being a little bit too big of an idea to squeeze into one 10-minute video. So what I'm going to do is string it along for a couple weeks and give you guys the kind of the gist of what I want to talk about today, and that way we can delve into those questions a little bit more deeply, and we're on the same page. And the topic is stems, and just stems. It's complicated if you go down the rabbit hole. So, we'll talk about materials first. You guys are familiar with ebonite and acrylic probably, and possibly Bakelite. Ebonite is vulcanized rubber, heated and pressurized, I think. Vulcanite and ebonite are similar. Ebonite's better. That's what I use. Acrylic is nice, but it feels plastic. It feels too brittle in my teeth, and I don't particularly care for the way that feels when I smoke it. So, I don't use it very often, or ever anymore. But I do use Bakelite. I just purchased some tortoiseshell Bakelite, and I just used it on the first pipe I've made with the Bakelite, and it'll be featured in a Smoking Pipes update sometime in the next month or so. We're doing a special funky stem theme update for Smoking Pipes, so keep an eye out for that. It should be fun. So let's get into it. I am basically going to guide you today through making a stem as if you were doing it, and I'll kind of be talking over your shoulder and telling you what to do. So, first, get the ebonite you want, and you choose the diameter that's appropriate for the pipe you're putting it on. You cut it to length, and that's one of the questions, or that's one of the things that we'll get to in a week or two, is talking about how to choose stem length and style and things like that. So, you've cut your ebonite rod to length, and you're going to throw it in the lathe here, and you're going to turn down the button side, facing the smoker here, and you're going to drill out at 1/16 the pilot hole for the slot. You're going to flip it around, and now you're going to turn down the saddle, or whatever it is that you're going to turn down to meet with the pipe, and you're going to drill 5/32 on a taper, and it's going to meet up with that tiny 1/16 inch drill down in the middle there. You're also going to drill a hole to accept the tenon, and that's going to be undersized, and we'll get to that in a second. So once you've done that, you're going to prep your Delrin. So you're going to drill it out and create some grooves that are going to hook in with the grooves that you put in the hole in the stem, so they're going to lock together. So you're going to drill out the hole too small, and so you have to force it in with the tailstock, cranking down the tailstock, and the grooves and the 24-hour epoxy that you're going to put on there should make for a somewhat immovable tenon. So that was one of the things I've come up with, is the combination of those three, and I feel pretty confident in not getting any tenons back. Okay, so you have the blank stem. It's a rod with another rod in it that fits into the pipe. Now you need to shape it, so you're going to take it to the shaping wheel. And this is pretty delicate, and it's a pretty powerful motor, and so what you do is use good technique and finesse, and upright back, drop your shoulders, lock in with the elbows, and use your core muscles to move. Looks kind of funny when you're watching somebody do it. And then once it's shaped, and with some practice, you can get pretty close to this final shape on the wheel. Then what you're going to do is take it to the bench and use the vise. Or I'm sorry. Once it's off the wheel, you're going to take it and start filing to bring it to its nice crisp final shape. And there's a couple different files that you use. But it's pretty straightforward, but it's almost exactly what you'd expect, filing, getting it nice and crisp. And I skipped over something actually, which is filing the slot. And I open that up with, and this can be a whole nother week's topic, but I open it up with the 1/16 drill bit in a drill press, which, and then I'll go in with diamond bit or diamond files. And I find those clean up enough that I don't have to polish the inside. It leaves a nice smooth surface. Okay, so we've cut the slot, we've shaped it, and we've filed it. And now you get to sand it. And that's pretty fun. So once you've filed it, you scrape it and start sanding at 400 and move up to 600. You're doing this wet sanding. Then you can take it just like we talked about last week. You can take it red, white, wax with the buffing wheels. So then you have a stem. And there's a lot of in-between stuff, like fitting it to the pipe properly and making sure that, and there was no ornamentation on this, so there's a lot of steps that go into that. So that's basically getting the stem ready. Then you can bend it as well. That's something we can go into later. So that's it. That lays the foundation for what we're going to talk about over the next few weeks. So thank you again for watching, and I always appreciate your comments and feedback. So if you have any more questions or ideas for what we can talk about here, I would love to hear that. Facebook, Instagram, @JaredColesPipes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like. And we will talk next week. Thank you guys.